The history of Israel dates back to thousands of years and is probably one of the most complex and the contentious histories in the world. The land of Israel has been inhabited by various people, including the Canaanites and even the Romans. From its ancient roots to its modern struggles and triumphs, we will be discussing about a brief history of Israel in today's episode, starting with the ancient Israel. The Israelites, who are believed to be a descendant from the Abraham, settled in the land of Canaan, which is right now known as Israel and the Palestine. Around 2000 BCE, they established a monarchy under the King David in the 10th century and built the first temple in Jerusalem. The northern kingdom of Israel was conquered by Assyrians and the southern kingdom of Judah fell to the Babylonians. Many Jews were taken into the exile but returned to Jerusalem after the Persians conquered the region. Moving forward to the modern Israel, in the late 19th century, Zionism emerged as a political movement, advocating for a Jewish homeland in the Palestine region. The British Mandate of Palestine was established after World War I, and the Jewish immigration increased during this period. After the Holocaust and Second World War, the international support for a Jewish state grew, and in 1947, the United Nations voted to partition Palestine into two separate, Jewish and an Arab state. The State of Israel was declared on May 14, 1948, and the War of Independence followed it, when this partition was not liked by the Arab neighbors. And hence, Israel has since fought numerous wars with its Arab neighbors, including the Six-Day War in 1967 and the Yom Kippur War in 1973. The Six-Day War of 1967. The Six-Day War, also known as the June War or the Third Arab-Israeli War, was a brief but a decisive conflict between the Israel and the neighboring Arab states of Egypt, Jordan, Syria in June 1967. The war lasted from June 5th to June 10th, 1967 and resulted in a stunning Israeli victory. The causes of Six-Day War are complex and multi-faced, but the conflict was ultimately triggered by a series of escalating tensions between Israel and its Arab neighbors. In the months leading up to the war, Egypt, under the leadership of President Jamal, had been engaging in a campaign of hostile military posting against Israel. In May, Egypt mobilized its army, stationed its troops in Sinai Peninsula, which Israel viewed as a direct threat to its security. On June 5th, Israel launched a strike against Egypt, destroying much of the Egyptian air force on the ground and disabling its military infrastructure in the Sinai region. This was followed by a ground offensive attack that rapidly overran the Sinai and captured the Gaza Strip from the Egypt. In response to Israel's attack, Jordan and Syria entered the war, launching attacks on Israel's position in Jerusalem and the Golan Heights. However, Israeli forces quickly defeated both the countries, capturing East Jerusalem and the West Bank from Jordan and the Golan Heights from Syria. The Six-Day War was a decisive victory for Israel, which emerged from the conflict with a vastly expanded territory and newfound sense of security. Israel's capture of Sinai, Gaza, the West Bank, and the Golan Heights allowed the country to consolidate such hold in the region. However, the war also had far-reaching consequences for the Middle East as a whole. The defeat of the Arab states was a humiliating blow to their national pride and fueled a sense of resentment and anger that would continue to simmer for decades. The war also marked the beginning of a long and contentious occupation of the Palestinian territories, which continued to be a source of conflict and instability in the region. The conflict demonstrated Israel's military powers and ability to defend itself against its enemies, but it also highlighted the deep-seated tensions that continue to divide the region till date. As we previously talked about the partition of Palestine, it's obvious that Israel and the Palestine won't be on a good terms till date. The conflict has continued for decades, with Israel occupying the territories that Palestinians claim for their future state. Palestinians demand an independent state in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, with East Jerusalem as their capital. The conflict has been marked by violence, including suicide bombings and the rocket attacks by the Palestinian militants and the military operations by Israel. Numerous attempts at peace negotiations have taken place, but a lasting solution has yet to be found. The issue remains a major source of tension in the region and a significant challenge for the international community. Talking about the militant groups, Hamas is a militant group that controls the Gaza Strip. a territory on the eastern coast of Mediterranean Sea that is home to around 2 million Palestinians. Israel and Hamas have been in a conflict for decades, with periodic outbreak of violence and armed conflict. In May 2021, tensions between Israel and Hamas escalated into a full-blown conflict, with both sides engaging in rocket fires and airstrikes. The violence lasted for 11 days and resulted in death of more than 250 Palestinians and 12 Israelis. The conflict ended with a ceasefire agreement. The situation remains tense, with occasional violence and ongoing political and diplomatic efforts to find a long-term solution to the conflict. Coming on to the current geopolitics of Israel, its geopolitical situation has been shaped by a long history of conflict, both with its neighbors and with various political and religious groups. Apart from the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Israel's geopolitical situation is also influenced by the relationship with the West. The US has been a major ally of Israel since its founding in 1948, providing significant military and economic aid. The relationship has helped to ensure Israel's security, but it also has contributed to the tensions with other countries in the region. Israel has been involved in conflict with neighboring countries, including the Lebanon and the Syria. In recent years, Israel has carried out airstrikes in Syria against Iranian-backed militias. In addition to these conflicts, Israel faces ongoing threats from the terrorist organizations, including Hamas and Islamic Jihad, which operate in the Gaza Strip. On the other hand, the relationship between Israel and Russia is also complicated. Both countries recognize the importance of maintaining some level of cooperation in order to advance their respective interests in the region. Israel is probably one of the few countries who maintain good diplomatic relations with both Russia and the US. In conclusion to all, the history of Israel is a complex and multi-phased story that spans thousands of years. In the decades since its founding, Israel has faced a number of political and security challenges. Yet, through it all, the country has maintained a strong sense of identity and purpose, and continues to play a significant role in the Middle East and the world. With this, we bring you to the end of this episode. We will be soon back with a new episode. Till then, drop a subscribe and hit the like button.